as Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing is proud to present Saturday Night Live on the Zone and Sky Sports box office in association with Skill Challenge Entertainment, AJ Boxing, and TGB Promotions, and proudly sponsored by our title partner, Public Investment Fund, and also supported by JD Sports. The event, the Heavyweight Championship of the World. There's no title that equals that. There's nothing in the world of sports bigger than being the World Heavyweight Champion. And on Saturday night, it'll be the rematch. 12 rounds of boxing for that Heavyweight Championship. Now I know it's going to be a big event because I see Neil Leiper here in the audience, and he's the only photographer in the Boxing Hall of Fame. And we have press from all over the world, and they'll be here for the rest of the week watching every move these two fighters make. This is the rematch the world has been waiting for. It's on top of a great night of world-class professional boxing, and here to tell you more about it is Mr. Eddie Hearn from Matchroom Boxing.
Thank you, Michael, and can I just say as well, what an honour it is to have you here as well, Hall of Fame MC, of course, the voice of boxing. When you hear those famous words, let's get ready to rumble, it's like nothing else. And when you hear it on Saturday night, it's going to be a moment in time, a moment of history. We talked about our friend Neil, the photographer. He was on the canvas, he was taking photos for the Thriller in Manila, for the Rumble in the Jungle. And on Saturday night, welcome to the Clash on the Dunes, another historic evening for the sport of boxing, a heavyweight event that will go down in the history of our sport. The rematch for the World Heavyweight Championship, that epic night at Madison Square Garden on June the 1st when Andy Ruiz upset the odds and became the first ever Mexican World Heavyweight Champion. And on Saturday night, he turns champion and Anthony Joshua turns challenger to try and make history and become a two-time World Heavyweight Champion. It's got absolutely everything, and I can't tell you how glad and honoured we are to be here in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to stage this event. You know, we were very, very close to going to Cardiff, and we were quite close to going back to Madison Square Garden. We even looked at Mexico. But we've made our decision, the UK was our choice. When all of a sudden, I got a message come through to the office that Prince Khalid Al Saud would like to speak to me in association with Skills Challenge Entertainment about staging this historic event. I think it's fair to say I was quite rude at first. I said, don't waste our time, we're going to Cardiff. But the passion that this man had to bring this fight to Saudi Arabia was unquestionable. There was no denying him, and probably within about 4 or 5 days we had reached an agreement to stage this fight here. Sometimes there was shock, sometimes there was a little bit of criticism. I can sometimes tell you that sitting here today, it was a wonderful, wonderful decision that we are so, so happy with. The hospitality that we have received in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has been second to none. The experience that the fighters have had with hotels, with transportation, with gymnasiums being built for them, specifically designed to prepare for this event. The response and the hospitality that the media have had as well. But more importantly, the passion and the logistical drive that Skills Challenge Entertainment and the GSA have had to stage this event and to get it done. 10 weeks ago, they embarked on creating a purpose-built stadium. 15,000 people. I can't lie to you, myself and the team at Matchroom, we had our doubts. It's not just done, it's done as one of the most beautiful, special event locations that you could ever imagine. My stomach right now is full of butterflies for this event. Not just because of this great fight, but because this is a complete change and a new dawn for the sport of boxing. And we cannot thank the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Skills Challenge Entertainment and the GSA enough for everything they have done. They have kept their word on everything they said they would do. They've performed and outperformed on everything they promised, and we look forward to being partners with them for many, many years to come. Before I go to Prince Khalid to say a few words, of course, we wouldn't be here as well without the support of our broadcast partners, and two of those particularly in Sky Sports and DAZN. Sky Sports, of course, long been our exclusive UK broadcast partner. They've helped us, along with Anthony Joshua, regrow the sport of boxing in the UK, from leisure centres to 90,000 at Wembley Stadium. Without their support, British boxing and matchroom boxing would not be where they are today. For our friends at DAZN, just over 1 year in, they've completely changed the face of boxing in America. Look at the names that they've already brought to their wonderful platform. Anthony Joshua, Andy Ruiz, Alexander Usyk, Canelo Alvarez, Gennady Golovkin. The list goes on and on. It's a wonderful time to be involved with the DAZN business in America, and there's such a big future ahead of us. And right now we're going to hear from the head of boxing at Sky Sports, Adam Smith.
Thanks, Eddie. How excited are all of us about this? We've been covering boxing for almost 30 years on Sky. There's been some magical, some memorable nights. We saw Frank Bruno crowned heavyweight champion at the 4th attempt at the old Wembley back in 1995. There's been some incredible moments through the years with the likes of Prince Nassim Hamid, Joe Calzaghe, Ricky Hatton, David Hay, Carl Froch, of course, at Wembley. We followed Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya, Roy Jones, so many of the greats. And then we got into the business of making a deal with Eddie and with Anthony Joshua after he won his Olympic gold. We've been following the AJ story for the last 6 years. It's been fantastic. He's been a wonderful ambassador for the sport, becoming the heavyweight champion, of course, and having so many great fights and nights in front of so many people at such great events around the world. Then all of a sudden, one of the biggest upsets in boxing history. We've seen, obviously, Buster Douglas take on Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis lose a couple of times to Oliver McCall and Hasim Ratner. But this was a huge one in the Garden when very few people outside of Andy Ruiz's team gave him much of a chance. But what a fight we had. Andy Ruiz becoming the first heavyweight champion from Mexico. Anthony Joshua having to go back and rebuild. And how we love a rematch. Rematches are fantastic. This will be the biggest night for us of the year. We're host broadcasting. We've got 147 people from Sky over to make sure it dazzles in what is a wonderful arena, a brilliant new stadium built in a matter of weeks. And I think Saturday night is going to see some real history. What happens? Who knows? It's unpredictable, this sport, and this fight, you cannot pick a winner. Andy Ruiz, can he do it all over again? Anthony Joshua, will he reclaim the belts and take his position? Everybody at Sky, and I know everybody back home, cannot wait. And it'll be 8:45, 9 o'clock UK time, prime time back home, Sky Sports box office. Don't miss it.
Thank you, Adam. And we now go on to our partners, His Highness Prince Khalid Al Saud, Chairman of Skills Challenge Entertainment. It's here. It's among us now. A few days to go.
Thank you, Eddie, for making it happen. I'm talking Arabic. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أول شيء أشكر القيادة العامة الممثلة بالملك سلمان بن عبد العزيز وسيدي الأمير محمد بن سلمان على الدعم الجبار اللي ما أقدر أعبر عنه. ثم أشكر سيدي سمو الأمير عبد العزيز بن تركيا والGSA على الدعم اللامحدود اللي صدق اللي هو اللي سوى كل هذا. أنا كنت أداة بس في المهم هذا، ولا بصراحة الأمير عبد العزيز هو اللي كانت عنده الرؤية إنه تصير أقوى مباراة في التاريخ الجديد. أنا في علم من زمان ما شفت مباراة زي هذه بالقوة هذه بالأندر كارت هذه. وإيدي هيرن بصراحة أول ما كان يصدقني، لدرجة إني أرسلت له جوازي عشان يرجع يكلمني. لكن الحمد لله على اللي صار، وإن شاء الله نشوف المباريات كلها من أولها لآخرها غير مسبوقة، قوية، جبارة، وإن شاء الله نشوف شيء ما قد شفناه في العالم العربي إن شاء الله والعالم كله، مستمرين إن شاء الله. ما إحنا موقفين عند هذا بس بعرضية صاحب السمو الملكي الأمير محمد بن سلمان.
How does it feel? Prince Khalid, I know you as the one and only Big K. How does it feel? The one thing that struck me when we first had our conversations was your passion for the sport of boxing. You are a huge, huge boxing fan, your knowledge of the sport as well. How does it feel to be the man responsible for bringing this event to Saudi Arabia?
Actually, it's not me who's responsible. The whole team and Prince Abdulaziz, the most responsible guy who did it. I'm just somebody who helped to do it because I love boxing. And if it's passion, I can't wait for a second. So much energy, the energies, the vibes, the things that I saw when I was watching Tyson, Holyfield, Alex Lewis, these days, it's coming back to me, the love of the game. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Well, thank you, Khalid. I'll tell you, you are responsible because you made that call and you made sure we got this deal done. But we want to thank, of course, Prince Abdulaziz, the GSA, Skills Change Entertainment, Omar, everybody that's helped, Roseanne as well, everybody that's helped to get this over the line. It is just the most incredible, incredible event I've ever been a part of. Thank you so much for everything that you've done. We go to the teams now, and of course the teams for the IBF, the WBA, the WBO and the IBO World Heavyweight Championships. We start with the champions team. I'm going to start with Andy Ruiz, Senior. I remember the very first press conference you came with your son. There's a different vibe now. You walk with the champion, your son, the World Heavyweight Champion. I know that when we first announced this event, it was a country that no one had fought in before. We hadn't staged events here. There was a little bit of drama and unsure about the whole situation. I've seen you guys embrace this country, embrace the hospitality, and a few days to go before your son makes the first defense of his World Heavyweight title.
Yeah, thank you, Eddie. Thank you to the team. Thank you to BBC for making this thing possible. It's just like in June, I told you, Eddie, we're going to repair and get Eddie for Anthony Joshua. So we're going to make history. We're going to make history right in Saudi Arabia again. And we're taking those belts to Mexico, United States. So thank you to everyone, and we're gonna make history. Don't miss the fight, and we come in the best preparation. So that night it's gonna be a Victoria, and my son is gonna be the Victoria in that night. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Andy. We turn to the trainers first. Rob McCracken. Rob, an incredible journey with Anthony, of course, Olympic gold, the World Heavyweight Championship in just his 16th fight, unifying it against Klitschko in his 19th fight, unifying it against Parker in his 21st fight, and now, the ups came with the downs, and now ready for a big up on Saturday night.
Yeah, Anthony's in a much better place than he was last time before the fight at this stage. I'm much happy with where he's at. Everybody says this, but training camp has gone really, really well. We've been treated fantastically well in Saudi, I have to say that. Anthony's been training at the British Embassy. He's had his own private facility. He's been able to train diligently and hard. Listen, we know how good Ruiz is. We know he's a real top heavyweight fighter, and he's the champion. But we're really happy. We're confident. The whole team's confident. It's a totally different mood going into this fight than it was back in New York, and I think he's going to see the real Anthony Joshua on the 7th for sure.
Obviously, this time going into the fight, he knows all about the style of Andy Ruiz. He shared a ring with him before last fight, probably around 4 weeks preparation for Andy Ruiz. Has that been a major difference in preparing for this with his sparring and with the tactics for this fight?
Yeah, I think Andy Ruiz had five weeks notice for the last fight, but at the same time, Anthony's opponent had pulled out, so you got to restructure and change things. But for somebody of Ruiz's ability, that's not easy to do. But that's not an excuse. The right man won on the night, but they both had 12 weeks to prepare for this fight. I think it's a level playing field now. I think Anthony knows exactly what's in front of him. The sparring partners have been tailored to suit Anthony and what Ruiz does. And I think, like I said earlier, I think we'll see the real Anthony Joshua on the 7th on Saturday night. And I think he'll put on a great performance.
Thank you, Rob. Manny, of course, we've seen those iconic pictures of you and Andy jumping up and down in a ring at Madison Square Garden, but now it's back to business. The game has changed for you all, and look forward to defending those world titles on Saturday.
Absolutely.
excuse me. First of all, I would like to thank Matchroom Boxing. First and foremost, I would like to thank the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for having us here. It's been absolutely fantastic, man, and thank you for the welcoming, for the warmth of the people here. It's been fantastic once again. Again, thank you Matchroom Boxing, the Zone, and everyone that's had something to do with the promotion. Thank you very much. It's been 3 months of preparation. And that's one thing that we didn't have for the last fight, so I'm very pleased to say that we've had a great camp. We had the perfect sparring partners, the perfect time to prepare, to develop a better game plan, and to understand that we have a very tough task in front of us with Anthony Joshua. We respect him a great deal, and we know he's a great fighter, but we're going to be ready for the task. Andy has had a great camp once again. He's mentally and physically prepared for the challenge, and you know, we look forward to it. So again, thank you, and I'm hoping no one will walk away disappointed this comes Saturday night.
Manny, a lot of people predicting a better Anthony Joshua in this fight. I'm sure you're predicting a better Andy Ruiz in this fight as well. Do you think this is a different fight this time around with everything at stake, and now knowing these two, knowing that they've shared a ring before and all that they learned on June the 1st?
Absolutely, it's definitely a different fight. It's not the same. We're not overconfident. That's why we work hard. That's why we prepare for the challenge. You know, we're taking this fight very, very seriously. We've had and he knows it. Andy knows it. Andy knows how tough I've been on him, and keeping him focused and working hard every day in the gym. So, you know, again, we're up to the challenge.
Thank you, Manny. We go to the challenger for the World Heavyweight title, Anthony Joshua. Anthony, seems almost strange saying that, but very exciting. Very exciting that you get a chance to make history on Saturday night and become a two-time heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah, sure. Thank you for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for having us, Matchroom Boxing, Super Management, SCEE, all the broadcasters and media that's come out. Yeah, it's interesting to be on this side of the table. As you said, in my 16th fight, I challenged for the world title, challenged for the world title again, challenged again with Parker, and now I'm challenging for the world title again, so it's my 4th title challenge in a short space of time, but I'm used to this position. And even when you are champion, I think Andy, as a respected heavyweight, knows that you always have to have a challenger mindset. All of these quotes that us fighters come up with is reality, challenger mindset, and I've always said that previously when I had the dots around my waist, and now I'm speaking into existence. This is the challenger mindset. So I call it back to 16, back to my 16th fight, hungry, determined, and focused on the goal.
Does it feel different sitting here? Remember, for years you had all that pressure on your shoulders, all the belts in front of you, on your arms. Do you feel any different going into this fight? We know that your preparation's gone much better, but has it given you that new hunger that perhaps you didn't have as the champion with all those defences under the table?
I've been boxing a while now, and when I come into boxing, I didn't really come to kind of take part. I came to take over. Like, I came with full force, fully committed, and like the focus has always been there, but I never had a chance to reflect, you know, because it was just like the European Championships, World Championships, Olympic Championships, British title, World title, boom, 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 and I'm not here to put on a show, I'm just here to win. Like, even looking at that board up there, I fought Melina, Rebecca, Ruiz, Dylan, Magomed Rezdorov, I sparred with Tom Little, I sparred with Maris back. I've been around the block in this game in a short space of time, so I just have to really understand that I'm definitely experienced, I know what I'm doing, and through reflection, in my own time, I realised that me and Andy are very different, but the only thing that all of us in this room have in common is time. I keep on saying it because I feel like I just had to use my time very wisely, and as soon as I got back from New York, where I felt that commitment, which I always had, I got straight back into Finch ABC Management. I didn't lose any heart, I didn't lose any type of fire in my belly, and I started punching the heavy bag, preparing for this day, and I'm actually really looking forward to it. You know, there's no fear in my heart, no fear in my eyes, no fear in my mind. I'm just really looking forward to putting on the show, and I'm confident.
One thing I've noticed in this camp from you is this laser-like focus, and You know, a little bit edgy last couple of weeks, which I love. You know, it's like the old you when you were just starting out in the game and you were challenging for the world heavyweight title. It's almost like you have that fight back and you want this so badly. When you've won major fights before, we've seen other people jump on your back and try and celebrate with you, and it's always calm. But I get the feeling if you can regain those belts on Saturday night, it's going to be a very special moment in your career.
So I was asked this, would it be a special moment? I said no, because I know I belong there. So it's not special, I know I belong there, I know what I'm capable of doing. So when I regain those belts, I'm probably just going to keep cool and stay focused, because it's not a time to celebrate. It's time to keep that challenging mindset and move on to the next target. So one by one I'm picking them up. As you can see, I said on that board, I've been doing that ever since I started boxing, and Ruiz is just my next target on my list.
Well, you'll have to excuse your team to celebrate for you. And finally, the question of the venue.
Yeah.
The journey here to Saudi Arabia. You've been breaking down barriers for so long. You changed the game in the UK, you filled up the Madison Square Garden in New York, and now it's the turn for the Middle East. The experience we've had here so far, we know you spend a lot of time here as well in the Middle East with your family. This event has been incredible, the stadium is incredible, the hospitality has been incredible. It feels like a major moment for the sport.
Yeah, this is the Mecca of boxing, right? The Mecca of boxing on here, so we're about to... The real Mecca of boxing. So about to turn this into something special. A real event. As you can see, we spent a lot of time putting together a great undercard, a great show, and I went to the venue. It's perfectly designed. I went there, I said my prayers, and I took time to really embrace what's going to come Saturday night. And I want to just walk in with confidence, and I want everyone in there to feel that same type of confidence that I feel and have a great time. And thank you for coming up, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow at Wayne, right? Friday the Wayne, tomorrow we've got Garden dinner, and on Saturday night for when the real work starts.
We go to the champion, Andy. It's been a lot of work for you the last few months. You've become a superstar. I know you've kept grounded, and I know how important it is for you to defend those belts on Saturday night.
It sure is, man. It's been a long 3 months in camp. We've been training really hard for this moment. Just like June 1st, you know, I made my dreams come true. I made history, and I think the important thing is to remain and make history December 7th here in Saudi Arabia. I appreciate everybody, all the supporters that I had right here. I was surprised at so many fans that I had here, so I was really blessed about that. And, you know, there's really not much to say besides I'm ready to rock and roll. I know AJ's gonna come with a different game plan. I know he's prepared. I know he's motivated. So I think that's what gives me the extra edge of being more motivated, you know, being more cautious. I know he lost weight. I know he's gonna try to box me around. But it's just my job to prevent that, you know. So I'm ready for whatever comes my way, and I'm ready to rock and roll.
How has that motivation changed? You know, we know you were a hungry fighter trying to shock the world on June the 1st. Now you have it all, and you've got another hungry fighter trying to rip it all away from you. Is the motivation still there? You're still as hungry as ever to succeed?
Of course, you know, I don't want to let these beautiful belts go away, you know. All this hard work and dedication. Remember, I've been doing this since I was 6 years old, and it's finally paying off, and there's no way that I'm going to let these belts go, you know. I'm going to die trying, and I'm going to do anything that's possible to get that victory December 7th. But like I said, it's been a long journey, a long roller coaster in my life, and now that I finally made my dreams come true, there's just no way that I'm going to let these go. But like I said, December 7th, best man win, and I'm just ready.
And finally, I know that when we were going through the details of the fight, and I said to your father, Saudi Arabia, some people were thinking, what, where? And you've loved your time here in a press conference. I've seen you walk around with your team and your family feeling very much at home. The hospitality from everyone has been absolutely first class.
Yeah, at first it was a little iffy with my dad and my coach. We were discussing that, but until we negotiated, and I thought it was a perfect place, you know, perfect place to make history, historic country, beautiful people. So I'm just so blessed to be here. I thank God for giving me this opportunity once again, and you know, just to remain champion. I think that's the main goal.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Anthony. And we want to also thank everybody's teams that have been involved in this fight as well. Tom Brown Promotions, Anthony AJ Boxing, 258 Management, Freddie Cunningham and the team. The Matchroom Boxing team have done an unbelievable job. Frank Smith has been out here many, many times, making sure that everybody could deliver on this fight. And my goodness, have they delivered. On Saturday night, you will get a moment of history you will never, ever forget. The World Heavyweight Championship, the Unified World Heavyweight Championship. Andy Ruiz against Anthony Joshua. And like great events of the past that we talked about, the Thriller of Manila, Rumble in the Jungle, this is just another one that will go down in the history of our great sport. We can't thank you all enough for coming. Gala dinner tomorrow night, weigh in on Friday, Saturday night, broadcast around the world, Sky Sports box office in the UK, DAZN across America. Do not miss a moment of history. Thank you so much for attending tonight. The fighters are going to face off in front of us and will be available for media. We look forward to a night we will never ever forget. Thank you very much.
He is special. Absolute dynamite. Oh my